What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Universal Mastery. Welcome back to my public YouTube channel where I break down the occult sciences and I break them down to a very practical degree so that you can simply use them and apply them in your day-to-day life and get real, actual results with what it is that I'm teaching here on my channel simply by applying your observation and awareness. And obviously, I'm explaining this for people that are newcomers to my channel. I already know a lot of you are reoccurring viewers, so welcome back. Glad to have you here. Once again, for people that are going to be new to my channel, let me give you a little bit of a perspective on who I am, just so that you know who you're getting this information from, because that's definitely something that's very important, especially when it comes to your psychic self-development, okay? My name is Jeremiah Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I am fully initiated in the entirety of the Kabbalistic tree. I'm studied when it comes to the 22 major arcana of the tarot deck. And I'm also studied when it comes to planetary energies in direct association with astrology. Okay? So without further ado, what exactly is going to be the topic of our today's video? Well, this is definitely going to be a unique topic. There have definitely been other videos on YouTube, in the spiritual community, in the occult community even, that have discussed this topic, and the topic is going to be called spelling, okay? The secrets of spelling and the spells that go behind the words, okay? So primarily what I'm going to be focusing on is how words are spells, how words are actually manifest into reality, and I'm going to be sharing some in-depth perspectives on actually how this manifests. And what you should be able to take away from this video is some extra perspective on how you use your own words. Having more conscious awareness of how you use your own words, with the awareness, once again, that I'm going to be sharing within this video on how words are spells and spells manifest reality. Okay, so once again, this is going to be the topic of our today's video. If this is something that you're interested in, then I will see you on the other side. Okay, so first thing first, let me start by lighting one of my EMF incense sticks, electromagnetic frequency incense. These are incense sticks that are made by me. If you have your EMF incense sticks, now is the perfect time to light yours to further link into this content. Pre-packaged, pre-energetically charged. The intent is to increase my power in any way possible. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so these are the EMF incense sticks. If you want to purchase yours, you can purchase it at the fourth link in the YouTube description. Once again, they are already energetically pre-packaged. Okay, so spelling. Okay, obviously, spells is directly associated with magic. Okay, we go to school and we learn some fundamental teachings, which one of the most fundamental teachings we learn is how to spell. Okay, so at a young age, we are trained in magic. We're just not taught, or we're not programmed, that what we're being trained is actually based on interdimensional sciences, is actually based on occult sciences that are being used in our day-to-day lives in the world today, and have been for many, 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 many years and millennia. Okay, so spelling is equated to spells. Now, spelling is also directly associated with words. So when you say a word, when you say anything, a sequence of words, when you say a sentence, when you say a statement, when you say a command, when you say a paragraph, whatever it is that you're saying, when you're saying what it is that you're saying, there are certain words that go behind what it is that you're saying based on the language that it is that you are speaking. Now, not only are there certain words that go behind what you're not only are there certain letters that go behind the words that you're saying, but there are vibrations that are created from the specific letters that then formulate the word itself. Okay? So from the vibration of the letter down to the word, there is a pattern which goes into gematria, which comes into numbers, that actually finds a manifestation, I could say, route or a manifestation pathway through the multiverse to actually create what it is that you are saying, what it is that you are vibrating, what it is that you are verbalizing through the spell that you're speaking. Okay, so basically, to make it simple, your words compacted, or I should say, your words, which inherently includes letters, which inherently is associated with numbers, when they are verbalized, you are emanating or you are expressing a pattern within the multiverse. And you can create all different types of patterns. You can formulate all different types of words together, intertwined with your intent, and you can manifest patterns here on this planet, here in the physical plane. Okay? So between the letters, between the words, between the vibration that goes behind the words, and then between the numbers that's associated with the vibration and how it finds its route for physical manifestation, the other thing that operates with the word and the vibration of the word and the emanation that entails that is your intent. What are you intending behind the emanation of the vibration of the word that you're communicating? Okay, these two things, the intent and the words that you're emanating, the words that you're vibrating, whether you're conscious of it or not, these are the two things that constitute how you're manifesting, okay, through the art of spelling or communication, okay? These are the two primary components. Once again, let me say it again. The intent and the emanation of the word you are vibrating, okay? These two things, if these two things can be in alignment, intertwined with one another, you can manifest extremely profoundly with your language alone, just with the things you say, okay? So let's go a little bit deeper into it. Let's look at it from a more so psychological perspective. So in our today's time, there are tons of individuals that say, I am this, I am this, I am this, I have this is who I am. I am a plumber. I am a hostess. I am a waiter. I am a stripper. I am a this. I am a this. I am a this. And that's fine. You can say these things, but you want to be aware of what it is that you're saying, especially when it comes to what you are saying you are. Okay, so for example, I always say, I am an occultist. Now, if I really take time to allow myself to sit on silence of what that statement means, and I process that, I can say to myself, yeah, you know what? I am an occultist. Everything about what I do here on this planet, everything that I do in regards to my purpose here as a soul and a spirit can fall along the lines of being an occultist. Okay, I am someone who practices hidden interdimensional sciences for evolutionary purposes. That's essentially what an occultist is. Okay, someone who performs superstitious rituals for physical or evolutionary benefits. And that's exactly what I do. Therefore, I'm comfortable with saying I am an occultist. Now, when I was working at a job, when I used to work at my 9 to 5 jobs, when I used to work at Home Depot and I was in the section of flooring, I never considered myself, or I never would verbalize if someone was to ask me, I would have never said, I am a florist. Okay, I'm someone who works in flooring. I am a florist. Yeah, I guess that's the word, florist. I would have never said that because that's not who I am. That's not what I am purpose-driven to be. That was only something that was temporary. And that's one of the reasons why I would never state that type of spell or verbalize that type of spell on my being, because that was not a permanent state for me, and I was aware of that. I would have never said, I am a florist, okay? Or even when I worked jobs when I was in the kitchen cooking, I would have never said I was a cook ever, because it's not me, it's not my purpose. And I'm very conscious personally that words can and do become manifest with repetition, especially when the intent is in alignment with the word. Okay? Which means that it's not that you necessarily speak something and then immediately it's going to come into existence. Now, I'm not saying that can't happen. Things can manifest very profoundly in mysterious ways sometimes, but most oftentimes it takes an energetic buildup. It takes a form of momentum to become manifest. Once again, with repetition, with consistency, verbalizing the same words with the intent in alignment with the words that you're verbalizing, and all the other components that go behind it, the vibration, the numbers, and how it manifests into the multiverse, over time, your words will become manifest. So if I was working as a cook, but deep down, I didn't want to be that. Let's say I didn't want to be a cook. I wanted to be an occultist. I wanted to have a YouTube channel where I was able to build my empire and share valuable evolutionary information to other individuals who are consuming my content. Let's say that that's what my true purpose was and my true desire was, but in the meantime, I was a cook. Okay, and then someone asks me, they say, hey, what are you? In that moment, I have a choice. I can conform to society and I can find a label that makes sense to the other person that's asking me the question. And I can say, oh, I work at this job in the kitchen. Therefore, I am a cook. So I am going to tell this person I am a cook. They will understand me and they will probably resonate with me because they know what a cook is. Okay? So I have that choice. I can tell the person that asked me the question and say, I am a cook. Now, that's one way of using words as spells. And if I continuously do this over and over, let's say people ask me this question all the time, over time, if I continue responding in that same way, my intention is actually going to start to integrate and intertwine with the words that I'm emanating. So the more that I'm saying, I am a cook to other people that are asking me, the more I'm actually starting to program my own energy field to be exactly what I'm saying that I am. So what this basically means is the more that I verbalize, I am a cook, the more I'm going to start viewing myself, observing myself as a cook. Not only am I going to start viewing myself more as a cook because I'm verbalizing this and emanating it consistently and often, but my actual reality is going to show me signs and actually create further opportunities for me to be a cook. Now, this could be a beneficial thing. This could be very valuable if I was a cook, if my true purpose and my true desire was to be a cook in my life. But for this example that I created, I already stated that no, I didn't want to be a cook. I was only doing that part-time. I was only doing this temporarily because truly I want to be an occultist. Truly I am an occultist. Truly I'm into the dark arts. Truly I'm into interdimensional sciences to figure out how to further increase my evolutionary power and share some of these secrets to people in a public audience. Okay, truly that's what I want. So the more that I'm saying I'm a cook, the more my reality is aligning to what it is that I'm saying I am. Okay? Now, the other option or the other pathway is if someone asks me, let's say I'm working a temporary job as a cook, someone asks me what I do or someone asks me, what are you? In that moment, I can say exactly what I am. I can tell that person, first I can go a little bit deeper. I can say, what do you mean? What am I? Like, what do you mean by that? And if they say, like, what are you into? Like, what are you? You know, who are you? Who is Jeremiah? And if they give me that opportunity to answer that question, I'm going to take that as a valuable moment to program myself to further create the lifestyle that I want to live. So how am I going to respond to that person if that was the scenario? I'm going to tell them I'm an occultist. I'm into spiritual technologies. I'm into spiritual studies. and I'm into deep levels of soul evolution. This is truly what I'm about. This is who I am. This is what I teach. This is what I'm into. I will tell the person that. And that will serve my evolutionary growth, because if that's what my true purpose is, then obviously I'm going to further program myself and my reality to align with what it is that I'm saying I am. Now, once again, if I was a cook and I was working a job as being a cook and someone asked me, "Who are you, Jeremiah? Who are you?" And then I immediately conform to society and I say, "Oh, well, I don't want to tell them I'm an occultist because they probably won't understand that and that will sound weird. So I'm just going to say something that they will understand and that will sound right for them. And they'll probably like me more because of it. So yeah, I'm a cook." Is that, that's what you are? That's, who you are? Yeah, I'm a cook. And even though you may say that, even though you may say in this example that I'm a cook, and you may know deep down that's not truly what you want to be, the more you're verbalizing, I am this, I am a cook in this example, with consistency, the more times you do that over and over and over again, if there are other situations where that becomes manifest, or self-similar situations where that becomes manifest, the more you're programming yourself to actually become what it is that you're saying you are, even if you're truly intending something else for yourself. And this traps a lot of people, okay? And this is the same reason, utilizing these same occult concepts and these same occult principles, as to why there are so many labels for diseases and sicknesses: ADHD, dyslexia, depression, anxiety disorder, insomnia, schizophrenia. And look, I'm not saying that these things don't exist. I'm not saying that these archetypal influences do not actually become manifest on other human beings. These for sure are real and they do take place. But the trap is when someone is dealing with that type of energy. Let's use an example as dyslexia, and someone starts saying, "I am dyslexic," because at one point in their life, a doctor told them, "You are dyslexic." And ever since that day, they were diagnosed from another person who most likely is not that spiritually evolved whatsoever. Now they're living the rest of their life saying, "I am dyslexic because I was diagnosed with dyslexia, so I am dyslexic." Now, if you go a little bit deeper into what dyslexia is about, you'll find that people that are dyslexic have a harder time reading. They tend to think a little bit more outside of the box. They can even see things in reverse, okay? And I'm speaking as someone who was dyslexic, who was diagnosed as a dyslexic. And I will tell you from personal experience, my first paragraph that I ever wrote in my life, I wrote backwards. So typically you write from left to right. I wrote from right to left, and that was naturally, okay? And I'm already left-handed to make it a little bit stranger, and I had a hard time reading. And I was diagnosed as a dyslexic, but very subconsciously and very intuitively, I knew not to label myself as anything that I didn't feel was truly representative of who I was as a being. So I never called myself dyslexic. I never said I am dyslexic. I never really, and more so at a younger age, when I was younger, when I was diagnosed with dyslexia. But as I matured and as I became more intelligent, gained a little bit more awareness, I started to realize the power of words, and I stopped saying I am dyslexic. I removed it from my vocabulary consciously. I sort of shifted it to I had dyslexia, and now I'm evolving to transcend this archetypal energy that was given to me when I was diagnosed. So long story short, now I have no problems with writing. I have no problems with reading. I have all the benefits of what they say dyslexic people have, where you think outside of the box, but I'm not dyslexic. Okay? And once again, I went to an entire school for dyslexia for 4 years. Okay, a school full of people that had dyslexia and primarily ADHD. It was dyslexics and ADHD. And there were some cool people that I met there, and it was a private school. But I'm sharing this to let you know how serious that when I was younger and when I was diagnosed with this, how serious it was. My own dyslexia, okay, at the time. I couldn't exist in public school. I didn't know how to read properly, and my teachers didn't know how to teach me. See, as a dyslexic, when you're dyslexic, you learn from observation. You learn from visuals, from actual, hands-on teachings, so to speak, stories, things in that nature, and visualizations. But, in school, it was just a teacher saying, drawing something on a board, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and divide this. And it was too linear. It was too, straightforward. There was no creativity. And as someone who was dyslexic, who had dyslexia, I couldn't learn that way. And then once again, I went to an entire school for, as I said, 4 years that was programmed to teach people that thought in that dyslexia type of way. And then from that, I was able to transition into public school. And this is around the time when I started to have more awareness and more intelligence personally, where I realized words are powerful. I just knew it. I knew words were powerful. I could see how it manifested in other people when people would consciously say repetitive things. I could see how they were creating realities that were based on what it is that they were speaking. They were literally speaking their realities into existence. And I started to realize the same thing for myself. So I stopped saying, I am dyslexic. I stopped labeling myself. I stopped attaching to that. Okay. And then shortly after stopping that attachment and cutting off that cord of a label that I was on, all because I was diagnosed with dyslexia at one point in my life, I, at this point in time, 26 years old, 2022, and for many years now, have not had dyslexia. Okay, I can read completely fine. I'm in the process of creating my own book. I have nothing that would resemble the unbeneficial aspects of dyslexia, but I have everything that would be the beneficial aspects of what dyslexia represents. As I said, the ability to think outside of the box, the ability to be creative. Okay, and that's obviously demonstrated on my YouTube channel. So the point that I'm trying to make is that in our today's society, in our today's time, we are not taught that these labels are not something you're supposed to attach to and hold on to as if they are a permanent part of your being. Okay, this is actually intentionally done in our today's time to trap individuals' consciousness. So for example, if someone gets diagnosed with depression or depressive disorder or anxiety disorder or you name it, we could say ADHD, things in that nature, and you live your life saying, I am depressed because I was diagnosed with depression disorder. I am a depressed person. Trust me. No, I was diagnosed for a depressive disorder. I'm not telling you that you're not depressed. That's not what I'm saying right now. I'm not saying that you're not experiencing those archetypal energies that fall behind what depression represents. I think that's true and I think that's real and I think that is something that's taking place to you. But if you're not taught that you're able to not be depressed, or if you're not taught how to process depression and turn lead into gold and turn it into your own personal evolutionary power, then you're going to live your life saying, I am depressed because of this. I am ADHD because of this, because I was diagnosed with this. And the more you say, I am that, the more you are programming yourself into what it is that you say you are. Once again, through two primary principles: the word, which includes the letters, which includes the numbers, which finds the route of manifestation into the multiverse once it's vibrated, and then the intent that goes behind the word. Okay, so if you have the intent and you're vibrating, I am depressed, and you're finding ways, and everyone knows, like most people know this, if you're one of these people that does this to yourself, and you may know someone that does this to themselves, and you may have had the experience of what I'm explaining right now with yourself at some point in your time, and then have grown out of it and have realized now what I'm talking about. But you will notice that when you start saying these things, you start finding ways of thinking that promote what it is that you say you are. Okay, so if I am depressed because I was diagnosed with depressive disorder, I am going to start, the more I say that consistently, the more I'm going to start believing it because I'm programming my energy field. Okay, which means I'm going to start thinking thoughts that are going to find easier routes of manifestation for me to encourage my depression, because I'm stating to the universe itself, I'm stating to the source within my own being that I am depressed, and I am volunteering for being depressed and volunteering as being a being that is emanating huge amounts of negative energy with ignorance of why I'm doing it, basically being someone who's just suffering from free will to generate power for other people to evolve. That's what you're doing if you're someone that says, I am depressed, and you believe that that's who you are as a person. If you actually believe that's what you are and that's who you are, and you state these things like, I am, you are going to program your energy field, and that is going to program your subconscious mind. It's going to influence your unconscious, and it for sure is going to affect your conscious awareness. Okay, this is the power of words. This is how words are spells. Okay, and this should be very clear by all of these different examples and all this different perspective that I just gave you in this video. Okay, so with this awareness and with this knowledge, you can use your words consciously. There are many things that me personally, me as Jeremiah Schwartz, a professional occultist, there are many things that I do not allow myself to speak. There are many things that I don't allow myself to say. And it's not because I'm afraid of saying these things. I could say it. I have a strong mind. I have a strong intent. So even if I was to say something that I don't truly believe in, I can still say it. And because of my strong mind, because of my strong intent, I can know it's not true. And that would be a form of misleading because I'm saying something that I don't truly believe. But I am aware that if I do that long enough, if I mislead long enough, basically lying to myself long enough, I will start to believe the lie. I will start to believe what it is that I thought I didn't want to believe, so to speak. So you have to have a large amount of wisdom and a large amount of self-awareness of what you allow yourself to speak into existence. Okay, and I'm definitely, look, I am not someone who's on that path or coming from that perspective of you should only say and think positive things. You should only say and think positive things, because if you want to create a positive reality, you have to say and think positive things. And that is not true whatsoever, because the only way you can manifest positive experience is by processing negative experience. So you can speak negative things. It's just, how are you emanating those negative energies? Are you emanating them towards yourself by a form of saying, I am depressed? Or are you saying, I hate this about reality. I hate the fact that I have to work this 9 to 5 and I want to do this instead. I wish I could do a ritual instead. I wish I could do an invocation. I hate that they make me come in at this time. Okay? These are two different forms of utilizing negative energy and verbalizing them and emanating those energies. One is directed towards yourself, I am depressed, and the other one is directing it to areas of the multiverse that are binding you, so to speak. I hate that this job makes me come in at this time when I could be doing something better, when I could be doing something more evolutionarily progressive. And the truth is nothing happens for no reason. If you're working a 9 to 5, you're working it for a reason. But that way of emanating that energy outside of yourself should create an opportunity for you to find other ways of getting out of that 9 to 5 that you quote unquote hate so much, so that you can do something different with your life. So once again, the main differences of these utilizations of negative energy is one's directed towards the self, one's directed outwards in a destructive way. Okay, which one do you want to experience? Your own negativity brought to yourself, or do you want it to go into the environment around you that could potentially affect other individuals and cause them to question, why do I work this job? Why do I have to show up at this time? And then could sprout ideas and inspiration of maybe doing something different, maybe creating a hobby that could present a different life path, a different opportunity for you to create more freedom in your life. Okay, two different ways of using the same energy. So with all that being said, that is the main thing that is extremely important to understand. Your words will become manifest at some point in time. So be aware of what it is that you're saying, and always be aware that negative energy is what gets turned into positive experience. So don't just try to use your words to only think of positive things to say in that sense, but be aware that what you're saying will become manifest, because it's not about, oh, I need to only speak positive, or I should not speak negative because that's bad or not good. There needs to be a balance of what comes out of you. Okay, there needs to be positive emanation, there needs to be negative emanation. This is balance. This is masculine and feminine. So don't refrain yourself from speaking negative things. This is my advice. You don't have to take it. You don't have to fully absorb what it is that I'm communicating right now, but I'm telling you, as someone who does this successfully myself, this is very important. This is key for alchemical transformation. Do not hold yourself back from emanating negative energies. Okay, this is a way of processing. It's a form of healing. Okay, and once again, it creates the proper formula for alchemy between the positive and the negative. So emanate positive energies, emanate negative energies, but be aware of what you're emanating and why you're emanating it. Okay, be conscious of the positive energies that you're emanating. Be conscious of the negative energies that you're emanating. Okay, whether it's creative or destructive energies, be conscious of what they're directed towards and how they could possibly manifest in your life, because the more you consistently speak those things, the more of a momentum they will carry, and the quicker it will become manifest. This is what a mantra is. Whenever you say a mantra, you're saying the same emanation, the same vibration. You're communicating the same sacred geometry over and over and over and over consistently, and it will find a form of manifestation. This is why mantras are known to be magical. Okay? And you could do a mantra with a simple English word. You could say death, 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 every single day for an hour a day. And guess what you'll start to notice in your life? You'll start to notice a lot more of death, whether it's personal self-importance death, self-identity, ego death, or whether it's physical death in your environment, okay, or other people going through ego death and things in that nature. And most likely, it'll be a mix of both, because that word in its own sense, that word in general, is a very broad term to just death in general. You could just say that word over and over and over again, and that would be a mantra to understand some of the deeper mysteries of death itself, okay? Doesn't have to be some weird language or some weird, strange sequence of letters that, whatever the case is. A mantra can be very simple, and you can create one right now in this moment. But once again, the point of me sharing that is because the mantra is the manifestation of the words, which are spells that manifest reality. Okay, so with this awareness, now you know that what you're saying is valuable. Now you know that there are certain things that you should keep occult within yourself or to the world around you. Okay, there are certain things you should silence within yourself. Okay, because how many people are saying things nonchalantly, saying things subconsciously, even saying things with no conscious awareness whatsoever? And the things they're saying are extremely unbeneficial. The things they're saying are, and if you pay attention, if you observe, I know a lot of you have, and a lot of you have seen this, but if you pay attention to what a lot of people say unconsciously and subconsciously, you'll start to notice a pattern, almost as if it was programmed into our system of a multiverse here on this planet, which it was. Okay? But you'll start to notice that people on default say things that are essentially negative in nature directed towards themselves. You'll start to notice that if you actually pay attention. Most people say things subconsciously that are damaging to their own self in an unbeneficial way, like in a not evolutionary beneficial way, in a stagnant type of way. Just pay attention, observe, okay? And they have no idea that their words are programming their energy bodies. They have no idea of the principle of emanation with vibration all the way from the letter to the word to the number to the sacred geometry that finds the route of manifestation. And they have no awareness of the intent, because if these words are spoken with subconscious awareness, then that means there's not much intent that goes behind it because it's subconscious. See, conscious would be intent, you know, okay? You're directing it. But a lot of these people say these things just because it makes them feel better in the moment, but they don't know that a couple months down the road that what they're saying is actually brewing up a very unbeneficial manifestation that is going to be very destructive on their life experience, okay? And they're most likely not going to be prepared or ready to handle it, okay? The principle of as within, as without. As above, so below, as within, as without. This is where I'm going to wrap the video up. If you enjoyed this video, come down here, hit the thumbs up button. Obviously, why would you not do that? Okay, come down here and hit the notification bell because I post videos as often as I can, and with content like this, you definitely don't want to be missing out. Especially if you hit that notification bell, you're going to find that I post content that most oftentimes is exactly what you need to hear when you need to hear it. So what do I mean by that? You will find that when you hit that notification bell and you get notified when I post, that I post videos that are actually exactly what it is that you're thinking about. And the reason is because I'm tapped into the unconscious and subconscious realm. So that means I can essentially read your mind to that degree. Not all the times, but oftentimes, okay? And just, you know, I'm sure, look in the comment section if someone's listening to this now where I've posted a video exactly when you needed to hear it and it was exactly what you were thinking about, go into the comment section and let me know. And for other people that want to see if I'm telling the truth, read the comments down below, okay? And then we're going to move over to the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then you're making a very big mistake and you are not welcomed back, okay? Why would you not be subscribed to my public YouTube channel, okay? You're actually, you know, let me change that. You're welcome back, but you're making a very big mistake. Okay, you can come back. You know, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can definitely come back. Okay, you can keep viewing. You know, whatever. Energy is energy. I'll take it regardless. But you're definitely making a very big mistake. Okay, and the reason why you're making a very big mistake is because when you subscribe, you're further linking into the content. Okay, and when you further link into the content, you're getting more value from what it is that I'm sharing across this screen. Okay. Now, I know some of you are haters. I know there are some people that consume my content and they secretly hate on me. They secretly hate me and they don't like me. And all I want to say is thank you for your energy. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you very much. I love draining you dry. Okay, so you're always welcome back. But for those of you who are haters and secretly hate me, obviously you're not going to hit the subscribe button. And to be quite honest, I'm glad you're not hitting the subscribe button, because you're not going to really tap into the knowledge. You're not really going to tap into the content in the way that you possibly could. So continue doing what you're doing. You're a wonderful and a beautiful energy generator for me and all the Universe.B vampires. Okay? So other than that, that's going to wrap that up. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say you have my full permission to copy and paste this link and send it out to anybody. Family, friends, social media platforms, you name it. You have my full permission. Okay, especially send it out to someone that you feel like it would offer value to. Okay, I know you listening to this know somebody that could gain value from this content. Maybe you're thinking of somebody that uses words very unconsciously or subconsciously and is literally in a cycle of stagnation because they keep saying things that are not serving them. You know, not saying that this content is for sure going to change them or it's going to have a big effect on them, but I mean, you might as well just send the link to them to see how the path of manifestation unfolds. Okay, maybe it will affect them in a very beneficial way. Maybe not. Who knows? But you can do your due diligence and you can just at least send them the link to see what happens. Okay. And yeah, once again, my intention is to spread this content like a wildfire to increase my empire. And that's exactly what's been happening. So I appreciate it. Let's keep doing that. Okay, the next thing that I want to say is if you come down here, you're going to see that's my Instagram handle, JER_477. Super easy to type in. You see me on YouTube, but can you imagine seeing me on social media platforms? Okay, like Instagram. See some of the things that I post over there because oftentimes I post unique posts. Okay, and sometimes I post unique stories as well. So check it out. The next thing I want to say is if you want to take advantage of a private Facebook community, you click the drop down, the arrow drop down right down there. Scroll down in the YouTube description. You're eventually going to come across a post that says private Facebook community. Underneath that post, there's a link. You click that link, follow where that link takes you. Eventually, it's going to take you to a place where you can request to join within the private Facebook community. And yes, I'm saying the word, it's a private Facebook group. It is not public. It's not for everybody. Okay, you have to request to get in. Okay, and that means if you get removed, you cannot come back. Okay, and I have removed a couple people. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that if you want to join within a private Facebook community with a bunch of like-minded individuals where there is content posted on an active and a daily basis, which is extremely valuable. I can attest to this myself. I gain huge amounts of value from the members within that private Facebook community and some of the things they've posted. I swear on everything, there are posts that people have left in that private Facebook community that have led me on trails of study, that have led me to opening up different areas of awareness. And once again, everything's connected. We're all connected. Okay? Nothing happens for no reason. So obviously, with a powerful group like that private Facebook community, which is ran by me, you can obviously imagine there is going to be powerful content that is placed within that group, which there is. So if you want to take advantage of it, you know where to go. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important link within the entirety of the YouTube description. Click the arrow drop down, go into the YouTube description. It's the first link at the very top. It says My Patreon. Obviously, that's going to take you right to my Patreon, okay? On my Patreon, I have an entire vault of exclusive occult content. None of this content is on my public YouTube channel, and that is for many different reasons, okay? The content is a little bit more advanced, and it's a little bit more personal. It's not meant for my public YouTube channel, okay? I have content that falls along the lines of live streams, blog posts, and videos that are very similar to this one, once again, except they are more advanced and they're more personal, okay? So if you're really planning on taking your evolutionary process and progress very seriously, then what I would personally recommend is investing in the Patreon. It will serve you, okay? And then as you move into tier 3 and up, you're gaining access to an entire magic training course, which I feel like and I think would be extremely valuable for individuals, especially if you're a beginner occultist and you're looking for a structured format to follow to start developing your psychic capabilities. Okay, that would be for tier 3 and up. Then as you move into the top tier, which is tier 4, this is what I call the Universe.B Vampire Service, because this is a service where I initiate the change in your energy field to become a Universe.B vampire. This is the top tier of the Patreon, but not only is it that, this is the most popular tier of the Patreon. Most of the 180 members of the Patreon are top tier. Okay, so that alone will speak for itself. But once again, on the 29th of every single month that has a 29th, I perform an advanced occult ritual on the participants of the Universe.B Vampire Service to completely change the energetic structure to be more so Universe.B dominant. So what this means is that you gain the ability to exist in the darker areas, the dark energy locations of our multiverse today. And rather than being harmed by them, being affected by them in an unbeneficial way, you start to gain knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and power from them. Okay? So the way this manifests within yourself is you become more receptive to your unconscious and your subconscious mind, which is feminine in nature. And on a psychic level, you start to gain the ability to pull in energy from dark energy and chaos in your environment. You can suck in dark energy and chaos from your environment and then transmute it into your own power and evolutionary potential. Okay, once again, this is the Universe.B Vampire Service. If you want to take advantage of it, 4th tier, highest tier, first link in the YouTube description. We're going to leave that there. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give a special shout out to all of you specifically who are Patreon members. Okay. Huge shout out to all of you who are investing that extra step into your evolution that never goes unknown, that never goes unnoticed. And you're always going to gain evolutionary benefits from that whenever you invest in your own evolutionary progress. Okay. So huge shout out to all of you, specifically for taking your knowledge, practices, and your studies to that other side. Okay. Now, this is the second link in the YouTube description that I'm going to take your awareness to. Go to that second link below. You can't miss it. This is where you can buy your own tarot card reading from me. Okay, this is a very unique tarot card reading. And the reason is, once again, is because I'm a professional occultist. What that means is that I understand the Kabbalistic tree way more than the average person does. Oftentimes, way more than the average occultist does these days. So what I can do is I can literally pinpoint exactly where you are on that tree. I can tell you what you're feeling, experiencing, and going through in the present moment, and then tell you what to expect as you move into your near and your long-term future based on your positions on that Kabbalistic tree. Okay, very valuable information. Tons of people have taken advantage of it. I've done well over 500 readings at this point. I do a reading almost every single day. I've been doing it over a year now, so it's fairly new, but I've been doing it over a year. I'm very good at it. I've been reading tarot cards longer than that, almost 5 years now, personally, but it wasn't a service until about a year ago. And yeah, I get tons of valuable feedback. If this is something you want to take advantage of, definitely check it out. Second link below. We'll leave that there. Ladies and gentlemen, now when we go down to the third link in the YouTube description, third link below, you can't miss it. This is where you can become a YouTube member. As you become a YouTube member, you're gaining access to a whole bunch of different benefits. You get a special occult badge next to your name. Your name appears as green, so I give you special shout outs whenever you're in the live streams. Okay. You enter into the awesome YouTube community of like-minded individuals. You have an ability to leave a question that appears in the same format as a super chat every single month that you're a YouTube member when I do live streams. Okay. But most importantly, what you're gaining access to is you're gaining access to what I call the Psychic Warfare Emoji Program. Okay. So what this means is that as soon as you become a YouTube member, you're gaining access to a sequence of emojis that I've designed myself that are based on occult principles that can be used in a certain configuration. Then you link in the name of a target and then you hit enter, super simple, and it will actually find a way of manifestation through the metaverse and into the multiverse to affect your target in a form of psychic warfare to cause damage to the target. Okay, so this is literally the most simple form of utilizing psychic warfare. There are well over 1,000 posts where individuals are utilizing this psychic warfare. It's happening multiple times on a daily basis. Even right now, as we're speaking, people are using it. Okay. If this is something you want to get your hands on, you want to try it out for yourself, you know exactly where to go. Third link, join to become a YouTube member. Okay. We'll leave that there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last link I'm going to take your awareness to. This is the fourth link in the YouTube description. This is where you can purchase your EMF incense sticks from me, electromagnetic frequency incense. These are incense sticks that are created by me. They're formulated with a special scent to help give access to the 11th sphere on the Kabbalistic tree, which is known as Dath, which represents 100% manifestation. Okay. On a liquid level, I put in 11 drops of real monatomic gold that soaks into the sticks themselves, which gives them their EMF capabilities and makes them extremely unique from any other types of incense that you can get your hands on. These are long-lasting sticks. They last longer than your typical incense sticks as well, is what that means. And then as well, as I said, on that base level where they soak for over 24 hours, I have real quartz crystals and real citrine crystals sitting in the liquid, charging them on that base level. Okay. These are the most powerful, pre-packaged, energetically charged incense sticks. I've received tons of valuable feedback from them already. They smell absolutely amazing. And there's one of the reasons is because one of the oils that I use for the sticks is an actual essential oil, which helps to give access to the unconscious and subconscious mind during meditation or ritual or sitting in silence, things of that nature. And yeah, as I said, these are incense sticks that you literally will not find anywhere else. Tons of people have ordered their bundles, 50-pack bundles, and I've gotten tons of valuable feedback from them. Okay, so if this is something you want to get your hands on, you want to try them out for yourself, you know where to go. Fourth link below. The sooner you place your order, the sooner I can have them shipped out to you. Okay, other than that, this is going to wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day or night, wherever you are, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.